just wanted to go through and kind of give you an update on what the plans are for the total destruction of the backyard due to our septic system failing. We have to replace all of the lines and add a whole bunch more lines, which means our entire backyard has to be dug up, and all that work that I did last year is going to be destroyed. But the good news in that is that I get a round 2 on my garden, and I get to sort of redesign it and learn from some of the things that worked last year and some of the things that didn't, that I wanted to change anyways. So that being said, huge unexpected cost, which means that my garden budget for the next 8 years, probably, I'm just kidding, but yes, it is really expensive. It's cut. So what does that mean? That means we are going to rely heavily on seeds. So life is good when you get a box from Botanical Interests. So I wanted to go through kind of my seed haul. Basically, this whole tearing up the garden as a gardener is very sad and very kind of depressing. So I just want to see as much color as I can up on that hill. And I'm hoping that through seed starting going on over here and winter sowing that I can come close to accomplishing that, right? In my mind it looks great, but it's always good in your mind, and then when it doesn't always come out that way. So I did find a bunch of these Shirley poppy seeds on Amazon, so those might go in my cut flower garden, and I know I didn't include that in my little tour, but alongside my driveway I am planning to have a bunch of cut flowers. So right now I don't have my seedlings there because I am trying to begin to harden them off. I was supposed to do it last week, but they didn't quite look like they were ready. So I don't know. I threw them out there today. It's kind of overcast and it's raining, so, or it's raining on and off, so that will be good for it. So I do have these, but I'm not going to sow these today. These I think I'm just going to throw out in my cut flower garden, see what happens. I have Cleome, which is from my very, very nice neighbor. She collected these seeds, and I emailed her and said, hey, I noticed last year you had some Cleome. Cleome, do you have any seeds? So she sent them over. How nice. I do have Verbena bonariensis. I'm real excited about this. I love when I see this in other people's gardens, but I think I'm only going to do half. I have some half-gallon jugs I'm going to do. I have Lawrence grape poppies. Now poppies don't like to be, they don't like their roots disturbed, so it is not recommended that you start these indoors, but I am going to try them in the jugs. I've seen other people do it with success, and as long as I can just take that big clump and maybe break it up just into 4 chunks, I think it's worth giving it a shot. I do have 2 dogs, and I have one very large dog who loves to run up on the hill. So the idea of direct sowing anything, especially as small as a poppy, because poppies seeds you just lay on top of the ground, I don't think it would work. I do think I am going to have to fence in, even temporarily, just some kind of barrier to prevent Daisy from trampsing up the hill, because even my small seedlings, I mean, she would destroy those. So that is a thought. I have Penstemon, Rocky Mountain Blue, Salvia Violet Queen, not Violent, Violet Queen, Eucalyptus Silver Drop. We'll see how that goes. That'd be pretty cool if it worked. Status, called Russian, Monarda, Wild Bergamot, but that's just bee balm. This one is pretty interesting. It's called Honeywort Purple Tear. And the description of it online was very interesting, and the reviews were really good, so I'm interested to see how that works. This is Cottage Pink's Rainbow Loveliness, Feverfew, that would look good in arrangements too, Celosia Flamingo, really pretty. This is Mexican sunflower. I was following another YouTuber and she said this was her favorite. So when I saw it, I was like, let's give it a whirl. I'm not over the top about the color orange. I'm more of a pink and purple kind of girl in chartreuse. But orange could be cool. And then some yarrow. I already have white yarrow, but it's such a good plant. It puts up with anything, everything. You can't kill it, and it just multiplies for you. I mean, they're not the most stunning, drop dead, gorgeous flowers, but as far as drought tolerant, can be beat up by a dog, long blooming, spreads. I think this one will be good. I also have a few more that I'm going to hold off on. It's just some lettuce. My daughter wanted watermelon, so I'm going to figure out how to grow those. And then we have verbascum mullein, shades of summer. These are recommended to sow outside. And I have 13 gallon jugs, and then I have 2 half gallons. So I had to pick out 13 basically. So, and I separated the ones that were recommended to be sown outside. So we'll see if I can figure out how to make that happen. This moonflower, Ipomea alba, I planned to cover up that nasty chain link fence with these. And these are a direct sow too. They're pretty big, so the seed itself. So I believe you would probably like dig a hole and plant that. So that should be okay as far as daisy goes. And then we have lace flower, Madonna blend, pink and purple, looked pretty. Dill brings in the butterflies, so I thought that would be a good one. And then forget-me-nots. So those are going to be on hold for right now. We got a few projects to do today. Today I need to get this winter sowing done, and then I need to prepare for the removal of all of my plants. So the way I'm going to do that with the trees is I'm going to root prune them, which means whatever the canopy of the tree is, which they're new trees, so it's not very big. I'm just going to take my shovel and cut any roots that have spread out to make the moving of the plant easier. What that basically does is it will shock the plant, it will shock the tree, but at least it will be in its original environment so that it can adapt and work on adjusting with its roots being pruned in its home environment before I dig it up and temporarily house it. If I was to do it all at once, that would increase the amount of shock that the tree would go through. So we are probably about a week and a half out from when they're going to start digging up the backyard. I actually don't know the exact date. They wanted to do it starting next weekend, and we're not going to be home, so that's not going to work with me digging everything up and trying to make that time outside of the ground as little as possible. What we've actually decided to do is just fill up my husband's truck with dirt, compost, and then plant everything in the back of the truck that we can fit. So I'm going to start with the 6 big trees, and then I'll just plant everything that I can, and then I'll use, if I have any jugs, I do have people at school where I work giving me these. So that's the plan. And I mean, as far as the smaller plants go, I could stick them in pots that I have around. I could stick them in that bucket, anywhere that I can get my hands on, just for a temporary little vacation, so to speak. So yeah. All right. So those 2 jobs, I'm going to go put all of these in the bathtub, soak them, scrub them out with some bleach. You have to make sure that the insides of these containers are really clean before you get going on it. So that's what I'm about to do, and then I'll catch back up.